Hey guys, welcome back. I'm gonna work on this steering box for a little bit. I need to see if this new one, this should line up, this bracket that they put on here with these. Now I'm pretty sure that these bolts are the same thread as in there, but I'm not positive. First thing I need to do is crack this nut off, and I'm gonna have to go get my pickle fork, and we're gonna have to pop this joint apart. This is obviously standard. I only have a metric wrench, which is a 35 millimeter, and it looks like it fits pretty decent. It's a little loose, but it works, so we're good. Let me go grab a pickle fork, see if we can't break that free. Okay, let's see if we can pop this free. This one might not fit. This is the biggest one I have, so I might just have to go down on an angle. This looks like it's been on there a long time. Might have to get a new one. Looking like it's pretty rusted on there. Well, I'll try to keep banging it off. I'll just get a new arm. Not gonna worry about it. It's not even moving. I wonder if we can disconnect it from this other spot. It's gonna be fun to get to that one. Yep. I have to see if I can get in there and get that one loose. Let's see about getting one of these bolts out first, and we'll see if these are even going to fit in that bracket. Yep, they're the right ones. Okay, good. All right, let me go back in there and try to get that cotter pin out and pop that joint apart. And then I'll come back and we'll get this gearbox off. Okay, I got that popped free in there. I had to break the cotter pin to get it out because they had it so twisted up in there. Now I want to get this apart here, this rag joint. Gonna loosen this up. I think there's a nut on the back side. Nope, there's not. At this point, I'm not gonna worry about the front end alignment. The steering wheel is currently off. We'll just get it as close as we can. The car's gotta go in for an alignment anyways, so I'm not gonna be too concerned with it. All right, now we gotta get these other two bolts off the steering box. Surprised these came out as easy as they did. Usually these things are rusty, but these ones aren't. Okay. that's out. Now we got to get this shaft out. This bottom bolt has this for the original power steering lines that ran, and they went through here underneath, kept them out of the way. I'm going to leave that bracket on there just in case for some reason somebody wants to put this back to the other stuff. Who knows? But we need to get this shaft out of here, which is this bolt right up here. Take this apart, which I think is 5/8, maybe 11/16 for the nut. Yep, the nut's an 11/16, so I think the other side's 5/8. I didn't know that slid apart like that. All right. There we go. Okay. Now the new shaft looks to be the same on both sides, so we need to slide this through. Actually, let me get the other part first. We have this right here. This side's splined, this side is not, so we need to use the side that is not splined. We're going to need an Allen key to loosen up the bolt inside. It has a bolt and a lock nut. Let me go grab an Allen key that'll fit that. Actually, I have my Allen keys right here. It's kind of hard to video this. It's kind of a tight area. Okay, so we're going to loosen this up so that we can get this shaft in there. Now this shaft does not have any flat spot on it, so we're just going to get it in there. I got it to where it's flush on the inside, so we will tighten this back down and then tighten the nut. This is a 1/2 inch maybe. Okay. Tighten up this nut. All right, now we can slide this in. Now I don't know how far this needs to go in, so I'm going to leave it there. It's about halfway in, and let's go to the front here. And we can work on this steering box. Got a metal splinter right in the center of my thumb. Oh well, worry about it later. So now what I need to do is get this box up there, and we need to loosen the other two bolts so that we can slide the shaft into it. This stuff already has grease all in it. Okay, those are loosened. Now I gotta try to muscle this up there and slide this shaft in. Tolerances are so close on this stuff. What I'm doing right now is trying to thread in these bolts. Man, I don't know if this is going to work with this power steering pump right there. So close. I know that this can go forward, which will help. One started. This doesn't line up. This third bolt is not in the right spot for this plate. I wonder if this plate's on the wrong way. Stuck. Because there's this big hole that needs to go around that. Has to be right, but this one's not lining up. And I don't know why. I think what the problem is it's, no, because that one lines up. I'm gonna have to try to research this and figure out why this is not lining up. Well, let me look at a few things and I'll come back and see what I come up with. Okay, I got it to line up, but everything is just so close on this. I don't know if this is right. I'm gonna try to tighten it down and see what happens. See if it draws it away from the power steering pump, because it is right up against it. And these bolts are too long. So I'm gonna have to get shorter bolts. Or at least it's too long for this one. The other two should pass all the way through. So I just have to get a shorter one for here, it looks like. And I did get the shaft to slide in. just like I'm barely hitting on that power steering pump right here. There, went around it. That one I can't tighten. Try tightening this bottom one up. And that one's hitting as well. All three of them are hitting. All three are too long, and it still has a gap between the frame and there, so this will scoot this way a little bit. So it's barely gonna clear everything. And the steering shaft is barely missing the frame. So I don't know that I'm gonna be able to do much more until I get shorter bolts. I'm gonna need about a good ½ inch shorter, 3/4 of an inch shorter really. And they're fine thread, so I don't know if I'll be able to get them at a local hardware store or not, or if I'm gonna have to go to like Fastenal to get those. So that'll be my next thing to find, are those. And I need to get another, I don't know if this is called a pitman arm, or, no, I don't think it's a pitman arm. Idler arm? I don't know. I think it's the pitman arm. I think that one's the idler arm. I forget. I don't do a lot of suspensions, so. But I'm hoping that when I get a shorter bolt, that this will suck in this way, because I have almost a 1/4 inch gap between this plate and the frame. So if that sucks over a 1/4 inch, we'll be missing the power steering pump, but it's really not going to give me any play. I mean, I barely have any play right now. Right now it's currently hitting. So I just don't know. I mean, I don't know how much play I'm going to have on that power steering pump, unless I need to get maybe a different one, a smaller one. Maybe I don't have it installed right. I mean, I think it's in the right spot. It looks to be in the right spot. I mean, it's really the only way that it can kind of mount in here. They really don't give you any instructions with this stuff. You know, they give you no information. Now this could get pried away a little bit to straighten that out, and I would have a little bit more room to go up. I don't want to go prying and bending stuff. I don't like doing that. But let me just move it a little bit and see. So that went up a little bit, but it's still hitting on the motor right there, on the water pump. But it cleared that a little bit more, so I'm hoping once this goes in that I have just enough room. I mean, I'm gonna have to get a belt that is almost a perfect fit to go on here. So I'm gonna have to leave this for now. I guess this should just be a quick video, because I do need to get a couple parts. I need to get shorter bolts. So I'll have to take this one out and stop tomorrow and see if I can't find that fine thread in a shorter bolt. I'll just measure from the end of this plate to here, which is 3 1/8. So probably just get yeah, I can get a 3-inch bolt, because this is away from the frame a little bit. So once this is sucked in, it's 3 inches, and I have a washer, which will be a 1/16 to an 1/8 inch. So yeah, I need 3-inch long bolts for that. So I'll get those tomorrow, and it's gonna be interesting running these lines too, because they go to the back of this pump, which you really can't get to. So I have to figure out how to get to those. And I'm guessing they're gonna have to go here, loop this way, and go back into there, because I can't go that way, because we have the steering shaft in here, we have our upper control arm, all this stuff is moving. So we gotta make sure that it routes this way. Let me open these and see what they do, what they look like. Here's our high pressure hose and our return hose. So these I'm guessing are the side that goes onto the pump over like that. So I'm gonna have to route these like this, and they're gonna have to sit out here on the frame away from everything. They're just gonna kind of have to loop themselves around. And that'll be fine as long as the inner wheel well doesn't want to sit on top of this. I don't know what kind of room there is between the inner wheel well and the frame. I know a lot of those, they come almost right on top of the frame. So that might be another challenge that I need to figure out, whether or not I have to put a little notch in there or try to just kind of condense these up and try to move them closer like that so that it does clear that. It's going to be a lot of playing around to get this all lined up and fitting. So, all right, well, quick video. Figured I'd get started on this. I was hoping to get that bolted in and these lines hooked up, but I'm not going to go any farther until I get the right length bolts for that. So, all right, we're going to end this video, and I will try to come back tomorrow night and we will try to get that all tightened up and in place. But you can see right here I have the shaft is currently installed. Nothing is tight, it's just loose. It'll move back and forth. But I'm a little concerned about this right here. This is pretty close. I mean, I can almost fit my finger between there, so it should technically be okay, but we're gonna have to spin this around. Well, I could spin it right now. So right now it's clearing, but we are not tight right here yet. We have a gap between this plate and the frame. So once this moves this way more, hopefully that isn't going to interfere with that. If it is, we might have to cut it down a little bit so that it clears. But everything's just loose right now in here, and it doesn't look like this shaft is hitting anywhere else, so looks like we got enough clearance everywhere else. So, all right guys, I will see you guys tomorrow night. Have a good night.